I hope I didn't crack or break or bend or loosen anything, so I'm gonna turn it on. Even if I did, I wouldn't want to make it worse. It's not coming off very well, so a quick heating. Oh, never mind. That one came off. So did that one. Okay. Well, I still might let it heat up. If I do another print in a little bit. I was thinking about making a gift for somebody. No, the nozzle can stay at 0. Let's put the bed. Let's put the bed at like 30. It's so cold in here. Pull that off. I mean, I can kind of see if I can wipe some of that off. Might be a little better. It's a little bit hotter. And I can come back in and prepare it again a little bit later. Actually, I might turn it off for now. Let's do that actually. Because fudge actually. Okay. Make sure we're still good. I didn't need to hit the nozzle like that. That wasn't good, but. shouldn't have been messing with it. But I did, and I think I've, hopefully. I should not have been messing with it. I should have kept it. I should have kept it where it was, but I did. Hey, how you doing? Name is Noah. I appreciate this. So I 3D printed this. I'm gonna take the supports off in a second. Lego compatible. You can see it from the top. You'll be able to see it from the bottom as well. And Lego compatible maple leaves. Take the supports off the bottom. And I'm gonna go get some store-bought Lego compatible pieces. Let me show you. Test the compatibility of this print. Of course, for the top, make sure he can go in. Yep, store-bought Lego compatible Lego man, fits well. Get the supports off here carefully. Pulling it off the bottom. See the legs look like they can, like the little axes and swords that Lego people have, they should be able to fit in there. I'm not going to test that out first. Taking the supports out. So I'm not going to test it. Yeah, I'm not going to test that immediately. There's smaller pieces, Lego pieces and Lego compatible pieces that are smaller like that can, I think, get more damaged by the way the prints come, because it doesn't print completely smooth, and those smaller pieces I think can easily get, much more easily get scratched and damaged. And more so, also, those kind of pieces, I don't see them in the off-brand ones like these guys as much. And I don't want to spend more money on these pieces that potentially get damaged when using Lego compatible 3D prints. I'd rather keep them more secure. Okay, some more supports here. This time they don't seem to be coming off as easily. Oh, fudge. I think it's because the house has been so cold. The weather's colder. I think the plastic came right off, though. Little pieces under the beak. I don't think the last beak had that. But again, I think because of the house being so much colder, because of the weather, I think cooled the plastic very quickly, and then now the beak might actually be a little bit bumpy on the bottom. The other one I printed out, I don't think had that. But if you're in a house that's not being warmed all the time, or not as much as it needs to be during the winter time or during the colder season, then the plastic cooling more than it should or faster than it should could potentially be a problem in 3D prints. I'll pull this piece off. You probably want to keep your house at a similar temperature. If you're like in the Philippines or parts of America, it might end up becoming a problem for things like 3D printers and other devices you might have in your house if it's too hot or too cold, or if the temperature changes too quickly. And pull that little support out. Aha, came right out. And then you have the bottom there. And a lot of the support's stuck on there. I should be able to remove those as well. Oh, came right off. There's a couple supports here. I might be able to get, I want to be kind of careful with it, but I don't want to damage the parts of what I consider the actual build itself, which I might have just done, but I'm trying not to. this little piece here. I take Lego. Uh-oh. Ah. Like that. It fits. Let's again test the top. Ah. It fits. It fits. Let's make sure. Yep, it sticks. Good, good, good. I'm falling, or I'm flying. So that's nice. And have them perched on something. Now, one of the things I learned, I think I was using an actual store-bought, it was either Lego or Lego compatible piece. And when I used the first one, I broke it at first to use super glue to fix it. But when you have pieces like this, and sometimes I think you see it in Lego, and I think you might see it in off-brands too, where the top is curved like that, you can't put the whole block on. And you're not supposed to. I learned that the hard way. You want it to be, when you have them like that, you want the top to be open. Why they make them like that, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be very, sensible. But I think Lego itself is the one who started all that. But then you have like something like this, and they might have done it maybe at a time when they were trying to make these pieces. Oh, I don't have my gripper. Well, it's there for now. Ouch. When they were trying to have their gripper, when they're trying to have the grip, maybe. Oh, good, the top works too. Look at that. With other pieces, it looks like maybe when they wanted to have the grip, maybe something about the tightness or something. I mean, who knows? But who knows what exactly they were going for? But I mean, presumably it's like that for a purpose. I could ask AI later. I got the maple leaf, take the supports out, and then I got to get it ready to wash clothes and do some other things. Take another teaching test in my job applications to hopefully start teaching again. I mean, that is my career path. I love it when it does this. The other one did this too. Like, oh, fudge, let me move that. So perfect. Oh, ow. Look at that. A little piece in there, a little nub that was holding it up. A little support piece. Look at that. The supports came out. Now, I had them a little bit high, which I know you just saw. I was just rearranging the plate height, which I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have left it. It was perfectly fine as it was, but I did rearrange it again. And it doesn't print perfectly from the base up. So having them built with, first of all, supports can make it easier to pull off. So it's like if it's really stuck, you might be for like half an hour to like 2 hours trying to get it off, and like changing the heat on and off to like get the plastic off. If you have supports, it might be a little bit, but it comes off typically, right? So it's not like melting, and if it's like too tight, if your base is too high, too tight to the nozzle on the first round or rounds of prints, it's not going to be a different shape than the original 3D object. It's going to be the same shape, right? Because it's going to be on top of the supports, and so if the bottom 3 layers don't print right because it's so tight that each time it goes around it's still hitting the base, and then the plastic on the bottom 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 3, melting to the base, and then with Lego pieces it doesn't quite click right. You don't really have that issue as much. It prints out when it's on supports. It's not printing from the base up. It's the plastic's not melting together, getting a different shape on the bottom. It's not. It's coming right off the supports. The supports are coming right off the base, or right off the plate, and you have the shape that was 3D printed. Now, some people who make these 3D objects account for the bottom layer being more melted together, which I think is the case with this one. So it might not fit exactly as you would hope to, because sometimes they account for. I could be wrong with this, but I think sometimes they do account for the base layer or layers being a slightly different shape because of the melting to the base, and or maybe another factors. But when you print, but if they do intend it to be printed as it is, if you print above, if you add supports, adjust your Z level in your print, in your G-code file, and you print above the base and have supports under it, like this one. Then it's going to print out as the 3D file is. And you see the supports were printed under it. Now the top object comes out as the 3D file was rendered, the original STL. And I pull it off of the supports as I did earlier, and you see it has a little nub under there and under here and here, from where the nubs for the Lego piece. Like I said, I think that this person might not have accounted for that to happen, like maybe expecting people to, what I used to use when I would print from the plate up without any supports would be getting an X-Acto knife and scraping the pieces out, and then just keep trying to see if it'll connect to the Lego or not, which might have been because this one is like so perfect it just won't fit. On the top it will, but I think they expected people to let me show you. I think they expected people to print from the, I think in this case they expect to print from the base up, which I don't do anymore. There we go. Pretty tight fit. Pretty cool. You see the top, the bottom. Pretty neat stuff. And if I want to put on both of them, both the little nubs. And he has a whole bunch of different, or he or she has a whole bunch of these leaf and maple leaf files with that are really cool. And of course, if it's with other 3D printed Lego compatible stuff, the bottoms of these will probably fit much better. And he has like a Lego tree, so I might do that. It still fits with the Lego pieces. It's just so perfect, it doesn't stick with most of them. Now, I say most of them for a reason. Oh, fudge, this one stuck too good. Getting this off might be hard. I might break it getting it off. This one printed out so perfectly, in a sense. I think it's also because of the house being so cold and freezing up too quickly. I'm trying to pull it with pressure, but not too much pressure. And if I can move it a certain way, it should still stick on at least some of these. As it did over there. And just find the right one. Actually, I think it's the single pieces that work best for this. I found with the Easter Island head, it's also the single pieces, because or between the pieces here, when you put it, because it can also go between the pieces, but if you put it on like one of these, the plastic begins to break off little pieces of it. So using the single, the one-dimensional Lego and Lego compatible pieces, let me show you one of those right now. So what I'm trying to express is the one-by-one pieces, and that's what you have right here. Ouch! Oh, my back. This is the Lego compatible piece from the Dollar Tree, and these, I do believe, the other one it did this. Maybe this one won't, or maybe it's the middle one that works better. So maybe this one won't stick from the bottom. Of course, that's why we test these things. Let's see. Come on, baby. Maybe it was the 4x4. It was one of these that actually would stick correctly. Or maybe it'll just have to go on the bottom. This is when I'm doing Legos. Or it could be the bottom and top, because you could always have, since the top clearly works, you could have like one of the half, or I guess quarter pieces, and then put it up on top of here and attach it that way, since it was printed above on supports. It should be the right size. I'm a little sad though with this printing, maybe because it was so cold, like I said, in the house. It might actually not work as anticipated. Any of these? Maybe, maybe not. Gotta get to work pretty soon, but I figure we try this out though. Absolutely. What can I say? I'm a man who knows what I love. I love seeing the little lines from where the printer, because I'm using a traditional or like a common 3D printer, so you see the lines from where it printed. There's another kind of printer we had at university, printed the 3D, some of the, or we had like there's one at the university that printed one of our 3D files out, and actually there was another one. Actually, I'm gonna get a note of this too. It printed one of our one of our 3D files that we were intended to make. I think it was in plaster. I'll have to double check that. I'm gonna add that to the list of PLAs I want. Or not, sorry, not filaments I want. Because you have like wood filaments, which have a lot of wood mixed with plastic in it. Metal, same thing. And then you have like glow in the dark filament and like multicolored filament. And of course you have like your standard like red. Or you might I have some gold in there, some white, some black. But then you have like ones that are multicolored and glow in the dark and wood and actually plaster, which we used when I was in the 3D design class, and we used the Rhino software to make 3D. I've also used Blender, but I think that was after I took that class. I actually have one of the things I made at university in there. I have a bunch of, I think I have the other one in my car. It's probably not good with like getting really cold and then getting really hot, depending on the material, pushing it together and then expanding. It's very bad. My name is Noah. I just subscribe. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, and it can be kind of bad. I keep the support plastic because it is actually a lot of plastic and it's not free stuff. So if I ever get the recyclers are like $3,000, but if I ever can find maybe a used one or maybe I get a hold of one in one way or another, I do want to recycle the plastic because if you 3D print enough, it might actually, and I don't 3D print that much, but if you do, it might eventually actually be worth it. In the end, I don't have that kind of money. My first 3D printer was before I had all my bills, and it was rather expensive. My newest one, and if you notice too, by the way, I think I put that one on top of the old one, so I might actually have to only, like I said, with the way the lines arise with the traditional 3D printer, a lot of these Lego compatible pieces, even if they're loose on a Lego, will still likely be compatible with other 3D printed pieces. So I have the leaf on the bottom, which I printed from the base up. That was one of his designs, or her. I used an X-Acto knife, which, as you can see right here, used an X-Acto knife to scrape it out so that it was Lego compatible. But when I print from when I add supports underneath it in the print, it comes out with these ones, too perfect. But it is not. It is compatible with other pieces like it would seem. This one maybe not. Again, the temperature in the household. Let's see if I can make it fit. I wonder if I can. Maybe I can't with this one. Is there any way I can make it fit? Maybe I pulled it out too quickly. Huh. That would be a shame if this one didn't work at all. Let's see. Is there any way I could do this? Well, there is. Huh. Yeah, that print just didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I can still use it by putting it on the bottom when I'm doing my designs. I destroyed a bunch of them recently, put them in storage for moving purposes, but when I'm designing like, stuff based on, that's also Lego compatible, stuff like nature-based, like plant-based, rather, not nature in general, like nature-based Lego stuff, Lego compatible stuff, you can have like a branch from like a Lego piece and it goes on the bottom instead of the top. And that's it still gives a similar effect, a different effect, but it's still, that's one way of going about it. Absolutely. And yeah, let me go get my new pieces, put them where they go. I don't know if I have enough time to start another print tonight, but starting it as much, because I want to make some more G-code for the, well, there we go, for the, well, a friend of mine wants a cross, a friend of mine wants a TARDIS, a friend of mine wants a, I think it was something Marvel based or something. Like I've gotten a lot of requests. I started writing them down. I think I have the list somewhere. A lot of requests. A lot of stuff. There we go. My workstation is going to be a bit of a mess. Some prints that didn't go quite as desired. See, printing from the base up, not a great idea. This one was too close to the edge, got a bit damaged. This still Lego compatible. Lego compatible, fine, but this part of the 3D scanned statue that they added to this, not as great as desired because it was printed too close to the edge of the plate, and that did not turn out well for this side. No, it didn't. But now I know. Now I know. The detail in that Sphinx, 3D scanned from an actual Sphinx, the detail in that is pretty incredible. And it's Lego compatible on the bottom. Dear heavens, it's getting late. I gotta get some things done. Y'all take care. Don't, like our one friend, please subscribe. And, hey, if any of you guys ever want to share these videos, you'd be surprised how beneficial that can help me. Especially if it's early in a live stream. It can be very helpful. And it's up to you, but it's an idea. Ouch. Ah, fudge.